I think it's time to start, JR. Let's go ahead and get the party started. I'm going to go ahead and pause this music here. All right, folks, again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Capital Strategist Podcast. And I am streaming actually live right now from Clearwater, Florida, right? Sunny Clearwater, Florida at that. And so I want to do a quick disclosure. So, quick note before we dive in, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a securities broker. I'm not an attorney. So nothing you hear on this show is financial, investment, or legal advice. It's just for education, insight, and maybe a little inspiration. So always talk to your own qualified professional before making any big money or legal moves. All right. So, hey, everyone. This is Kim C.N. Duncan, the Capital Strategist. And so I'm coming to you live again from Clearwater, Florida. I am the CEO of Digital Financial Technology Incorporated, and you're tuned in to the Capital Strategist Podcast. So this is where business and finance are strategic and real. Now, I've spent about 20 years in business, finance, IT, and corporate strategy. So helping executives, entrepreneurs, business owners, and investors optimize their operations, fund their initiatives, and scale sustainably. Through Digital Financial Technology Inc., I've worked with everyone from small business owners to Fortune 500 companies, delivering solutions that turn pressure into profit. But here's the truth, guys. I started this podcast because I believe that business and finance shouldn't feel like an endless grind or a confusing maze, and so they really should be tools for freedom. All right, my mission is really to help you cut through the noise, get the clarity that you need, and then create a strategy that actually works for your life and your goals. Whether you're a high achieving entrepreneur, if you're a powerhouse business owner, or a wealth builder ready to level up, you are in the right place. There's no stuffy, but this is not a stuffy business talk show. We're here for powerful insights, bold strategies, and yes, a little humor to keep things real. Right? So here's how we roll. I bring you my take on the latest trends in business and finance, and we dive into interviews with amazing entrepreneurs like JR and the other two panelists today, or the other two entrepreneurs rather today, and we pull back the curtains on the tools, the tactics, mindsets, right? It always starts with mindset that actually move the needle for you and your business. So think of it kind of like a master class, but with some laughs. We want to make sure it's light, right? Because business and finance can be very, very a very heavy topic. So tonight you're gonna walk away with practical strategies that you could use right now. Plus, you might catch yourself laughing at a finance joke you didn't see coming. And trust me, when you mix money talk with memes, magic happens. All right? Before we get rolling, I want to hear from you. We talked about before, drop your name, where you're tuning in from, and your business in the chat. So again, if you're hearing us, definitely go ahead and drop your name, where you're tuning in from, and your business in the chat. Let's see who we have. Now, we had a few folks before. Let's see who else is actually streaming live with us tonight. Who else is in the building tonight? Who else is in the building? See here. Let's go ahead and refresh. So again, we're trying to make sure that you all are seeing us, hearing us. Awesome. JR, Melvin, Julio, wonderful. Dina Jones. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Awesome. So good to see you. If you're watching the replay, guys, type replay in the comments so I know that you came through. And I will definitely go ahead and edit out some of what happened earlier on. So then that way you're not, people don't have to see us going through our growing pains. So let's see here. Okay. All right. All right, so definitely share this live with any entrepreneurial friends that you have, who you think needs to be in this conversation. This show is definitely for you guys. I want you all to interact with me as much as you can. So if you can hear me, definitely go in and interact. We want to make sure that this is something that you are able to connect with. We want to connect with you as the audience. All right. So I have a question for you today. What do you believe will be the biggest disruptor in your industry in the coming years, right? So right now, JR and I are more in the finance and business, sector, if you will. But there may be some other folks who are in different, different industries. You may be in technology, you may be in hospitality, etc. What do you believe will be the biggest disruptor in your industry in the coming years? Let's hear from you guys. Let's hear from you all. What do you think will be the biggest disruptor? What are they saying there on LinkedIn, JR? Anybody say anything on LinkedIn?
I'll type the question in the chat too, while it's all catching up.
I'll do the same thing here on Facebook. So again, we want to hear from you.
So Dina, she responded to the question. In the food industry, elimination of artificial colors. Oh,
Oh, yes.
that's huge, actually.
Absolutely, that's absolutely huge. Yeah, a lot of the basic foods that we have. I mean, they use that. I believe it's that red color. Is that correct, Dina? Or maybe maybe a few more than that. But yeah, they are eliminating a lot of the different things that made the food taste good, look fresh. So I'm eager to see what that would look like sometime from now. Awesome.
Hmm. So Dina,
Yeah, it does. Remember the tricks, and what else was it? Lucky Charms and all that. That's one of the things that really grabbed us as children are those bright colors, and so
yep.
it'll be interesting to see how cereal looks going forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Even, I mean, marketing this here in the US, everything is so colorful.
Hmm.
And, to your point about we as children, like we're drawn to those things. So it'll be interesting to see what that does then when we have the more natural colors and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah,
So it looks like
absolutely.
Amir popped off of he was in the Riverside with us.
Okay.
And so once he logs back in, you might want to make sure to um, acknowledge that he's there because I think that he may have believed that he was not on. So it looks like he's coming right back on here.
Okay. So, all right, Samir, I believe he is. Is he back? Samir. Yeah, Samir, you are back on. We are waiting on Dara. And Dara, if you can hear us, you can go ahead and pop on, and we should be able to see you.
Hey, Kim.
Allison said yeah, I can see you.
All right.
Awesome. Hi, Samir.
And you can hear me. All right.
I can hear
Yes.
you as well. Yes.
Good. Good. Good.
Awesome. So I want to shine a spotlight on one of the biggest moves happening in business and finance right now. Guys, one that can mean a game-changing opportunity for entrepreneurs, business owners, and investors. So private credit is on the rise. And what does that mean for you? If you're in business, it means basically businesses are finding ways to get funding outside of traditional banks. Okay, so whenever you go to a bank, if you haven't gone through the lending process before, when you go to a bank, what happens is they give you this application and they pretty much ask you for every piece of information that is ever known to man, right? And including like how long is your intestine and how many reps per minute is your heart. Essentially, they want everything from you in order to be able to qualify you for a bank loan. Well, of course that makes sense, right? Because if I'm going to lend you a lot of money, I want to understand and make sure that you can pay me back. So I get it. I understand that, right? But now businesses are actually moving away from that because it takes a little bit too long to get the money, and they're moving or tapping into investment grade private lenders. They're tapping into institutional investors, right? So you're thinking about like different ways to lend. You're thinking about your stocks, your bonds, your real estate, things of that nature, and even peer-to-peer networks, right? So we are actually moving away from, again, the traditional and starting to get into more of the private, because the private is faster. Sometimes they give you a whole lot more money to be able to use for your business. But It's not just funding that's actually changing, folks. It's actually mergers and acquisitions as well. If you have read any of my posts over the last couple of weeks within like LinkedIn and so on, I was talking about private credit and so on. And I was also talking about scaling. So whenever you're thinking about scaling a business, there's so many different ways to do that. And one of the main ways you could do that is through a merger or an acquisition. Okay, so you can go ahead and let's say, for instance, you're an engineering company and you know that AI is coming. Maybe you want to go ahead and do a merger with an AI company, become an AI engineering organization. Okay, so those are on the rise, right? Mergers like that. Or if you want to scale through acquisition, what you can do is you can purchase a smaller company. A lot of big companies right now are purchasing smaller companies, and a lot of smaller companies are selling to big companies. So you want to think and consider that. Now, there's also strategic partnerships where we're not necessarily buying your company, but I am maybe doing a venture with you, right? So some level of partnership with you. Those are actually popping up as more popular ways to fund businesses going forth. Why is this important to you? Basically, in times like this, you know, things are changing on a rapid basis within the economy. And so in times like this, there's an opportunity to sell. So if you're looking for additional capital, you can sell your business. Okay, to get that capital to go ahead and invest in something different. You can merge, you can secure capital, you can do some additional secure capital, and basically it comes faster, and the opportunities come faster for you. But there is a catch to it. If you are not ready for the opportunity, then the opportunity will pass you by. So you need to make sure that you're ready for the opportunity. And my take on this, guys, is 2025 is that year to make your business attractive on paper. How do you do that? You got to have clean books. If you don't have clean books, if you're not feeling confident with your books right now and how they are shaping up, get a CPA, get a bookkeeper, get somebody to help you to be able to make your books clean. Also, know your valuation. So what is your business worth in the marketplace? You got to get someone to evaluate your business. At Digital Financial Technology, we can help you with all of that. All right. You want to be also clear on your growth strategy and making sure that you do have a growth strategy and that you're trending towards the growth strategy. Okay, if you don't have a growth strategy, again, DigiFinTech can go ahead and actually assist you with that. Basically, that way, whether you're looking to raise the capital or someone approaches you to buy or partner with your business, you're ready to negotiate from a position of strength. It's always about negotiating from a position of strength, guys. And if your books aren't in order, if you are not ready for the opportunity, you will be passed over, okay? So again, my take is get your books in order, guys. Get your valuation done, so then that way you can be ready for the opportunities, all right? In 5 years, I want to ask you your opinion. In 5 years, which ones do you think will dominate business lending? Do you think it'll be the banks? Do you think it'll be private credit and alternative funding? Or do you think it's going to be a mix of both? All right, so let me give you the options again. Banks, private credit and alternative funding, or a mix of both. All right, so this is more than a prediction. It's basically a peek into the future of business finance, guys. Even though you're not necessarily using finance right now, at some point you may need it. So we want to go ahead and talk about it. We want to make sure that we're bringing it to the forefront of your business and of your mind, okay? The rise of private credit could either complement or completely disrupt the traditional banking or traditional lending system. And so let's see what our live audience thinks is coming, all right? What did you all put in the chat? What's on LinkedIn? Anybody answer the question on LinkedIn? In 5 years, which do you think will dominate business lending? Banks, private credit or alternative funding, or a mix of both?
Nothing on LinkedIn yet. There will
Okay.
be a little bit of delay in their responses. But I chatted into the LinkedIn chat. So Jason Cooper says private.
Oh,
So while you're doing that, I'll acknowledge Jason. Jason, thank you for
thank you.
tuning in from Lakeland, and you can commented private. And, so far you're the only response to that. And I tend to agree with you that in 5 years it'll probably be dominated by private credit alternative funding because, in my opinion, people are getting smarter about those alternative ways. But not to say that banks won't be a part of the mix. But that's just my opinion, and I don't mean to jump the gun on that, Kim. Keeping our viewers engaged must go on.
The show must go on. Let's go ahead and move on. So Dara Cooper, we have Dara Cooper in our studio. She is from VTCord. That is her business. Dara, I like to start every conversation with a little truth wrapped in humor. So guys, we have three amazing entrepreneurs in the building right now. You can see all of them on screen. And again, I was telling JR, Samir, and Dara that we look like the A-team on that flyer there. We look like we're about to take on some serious work, right?
Yeah, the mission,
So
right?
I like, yeah, I like to start every conversation with a little truth wrapped in humor. And so I found this meme. I'm gonna go ahead over. I found this meme, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I think Dara will I think she'll get this because she works in real estate. So I'm gonna go to my meme here, right? Dara. So the meme says, I noticed the for sales, the for sale by owner sign in your yard. I too like to live dangerously. Tell me a little bit about what comes to mind when you see something like this.
Oh, this is hilarious. And I believe it speaks to people feeling as though they would be taken advantage of by a real estate agent. But agents, basically, they know this at the back of their hand and they can guide them through it, without having to worry about if they're investing in the correct property or not. And if, anything can happen, but this is hilarious
Yeah.
because you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. I mean, I think about it too. It said, people get taken advantage of a lot because of the fact that they don't trust the agents. And my thing is just they're trained, guys. They're trained to, in marketing your home, in really kind of walking you through a lot of the contracts and so on that come with purchasing a home. So you do want to be able to lean on an agent, and you want to do your homework too, right, Dara? You want to do your
Exactly.
homework before you actually get with an agent. Absolutely. So, again, guys, our first guest is Dara Cooper. She is the owner of VTCord. And, you've built something truly impactful, and we're about to dive into her journey. So, Dara, tell us a little bit about your business and how you got started.
Actually, it's I'm with VTCord and I run a transaction coordination business. So essentially, we support real estate agents by managing those behind the scenes details such as contract to close, listing coordination, and marketing. We streamline the entire process so agents can stay focused on their clients and closings. More
That's
importantly, we give them their time back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, paint us that picture. What was day one like when you decided to become a transaction coordinator or actually start a transaction coordinator business?
Actually, to become a coordinator, I found it exciting because I was learning something new and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy systems. I love the tedium. Not everyone does. So it's not for everybody. but
Absolutely, absolutely.
when I started, I would basically check, double check, recheck, just to make sure everything is proper. And I can't tell you that's the best way to be, but it was my way.
Absolutely. No, I could definitely understand that. No, and one of the things I am really a stickler about now, especially that I don't think I was as stringent on that when I first started, is the idea of excellence. Like you always want to be able to go into business with the mindset of being excellent. You want to make sure that you're doing the right things, and especially in your world where, again, contracts are involved. And I know I keep talking about contracts because that's one of the things that really stuck with me about your business, is that you've got to be excellent because this could alter whether or not they get their homes, right? Or they are covered if something happens throughout the transaction. Okay. So what inspired you to take this path in business?
Actually, leaving my previous job actually inspired me to walk into this one. I actually graduated with a culinary degree. I know it's complete opposite.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
yeah, we had someone
but
in the we had someone in our chat talk about hospitality a bit. So yeah, no problem. Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
So I entered. I'm sorry.
No, I said I can appreciate your degree.
Yeah.
Well, I entered the restaurant management right out of college, and worked my way up to senior management. So essentially, I worked with several managers. I managed about 9 stores, and the fun part about it was for me was teaching profit and loss statements. I was able to teach them what happens on the back end of your business, and now that you're educated on it, you can make better decisions on the front end. So once that light bulb goes off, they start to run efficient restaurants, and it actually worked beautifully. But my mother needed me more, so I ended up leaving that business and resigned. And in November 2023, I lost my mom to Alzheimer's. And thank you. And after that, I felt a little bit lost, and I didn't know life without her, honestly. And I went into a lot of prayer to decide where I was going to walk and find my purpose. And I'm sure everyone on this panel can understand, you need to find your passion and your purpose in order to achieve what you really are looking for. And once I saw in prayer that this was the direction I needed to go in, I found a great transaction coordinator training company called Revenation with Tiffany Haynes. And I never looked back at all. And I started, honestly, May of 2024. I've been immersed in Florida contracts ever since. Launched my business in December of 2024. And along with that calling was a voice telling me it's not about me. It's actually about helping people.
Yeah.
And when you can help them achieve what they need, not only just for an agent, but you can create a business that will allow people to step away from corporate.
Yeah.
To be able to say, hey, one of those people that got laid off silently and no one hears about it. The person that's so knowledgeable that decided to start their family and can't get back to corporate. I'm here to help all of those people achieve that. And it's inspiring for me to know that that's my calling. And you know how God knows you better than yourself?
Yes.
He basically told me it wasn't about me because he knows I'll go harder for others than I will for myself. And that's what got me started into being a transaction coordinator.
That's awesome because I'm also in one of those fields where again it could be very expensive and or it can shrink at any given moment. Those folks who are on my LinkedIn, my agile coaching community, my Scrum Master community, and so on and so forth. A lot of them had been laid off. Now we were going strong for like 20, 25 years. And then all of a sudden, there was shrinkage in the market. And so a lot of these large companies that we were impacting just started laying a lot of those roles off. So really being able to find something like you said about your, that you're passionate about. Guys, I am advocating for that. Find your passion. Now is the best time to do that. We have an economic climate right now that is for businesses. Again, whether you like or you don't like what's going on right now, it is for business. So take advantage of it. If you have to pivot, now is the greatest time to pivot. So talking about pivoting, let's pivot just a little bit and tell me one fun fact about you that most people don't know.
Fun fact about me. Well, a lot of people don't know that I'm literally a chef on paper.
You're a what?
That I'm a chef on paper.
Oh, wonderful. Well, what was your best thing? What did you like to make the most? Were you more of a pastry chef or?
I'm a savory chef. So I enjoy things like Mouttaki steak, stuffed steak, and chicken fricassee, and champagne sauvignons. It's
yes.
Love it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So
I love food.
what's a major business or finance lesson that you've learned the hard way?
Let's see. I would say that would be undervaluing my time.
Ah, okay. I think we've all been there. We've all been there.
And
Form, yeah.
I used to be accessible to everyone 24/7, whether it be my managers, my associates, my upline. And all it did was burn me out. And I learned that structure and boundaries actually increase value, not the other way around.
Oh, I love that. Ooh, yes.
So
Gotta
now,
write that one down.
so now I price for the transformation, not the task.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. Well, if you could go back and give your younger business self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Dream big, write down your dreams so they'll no longer be dreams. They'll become reality. And just do it. I mean, do it now. Don't wait. Do it now.
I love
And it's
that.
okay if you change your mind later. It's okay. Do it now.
I love that, Dara. I love that. All right, so we've gotten to the point of the segment where we're going to do a lightning round real quick. So just a couple of really quick questions. Just answer with whatever you have that first comes to mind. All right, no wrong answers here, Dara. It says 4 questions. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What's your favorite business tool or app?
Okay, business tool would be my CRM.
Okay.
Um,
What's the name of the CRM? I'm sorry.
It's 360 Attention.
Okay. All right. Best investment you've made in your business?
And myself. Books, continuing ed classes, coding, financial advising, Revenation, all of it.
I love it. One thing you'd never do in business again.
Be available 24/7.
Okay. And then one word to describe your approach to business.
Discipline.
I love it. Awesome, awesome. So that ends our lightning round with you. So closing questions. So what's the number one takeaway you want our listeners to remember from today?
I would say that I am a business owner that is looking to help everyone, and they can find their passion, their drive. They can do basically anything. This may be simple, like doing transaction coordinator, handling contracts, but it makes a world of difference in someone's life. So if you have an idea, if you have something that it may seem it's really small, it's really not. It's in the grand big picture. It's important to someone.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So where can people connect with you and learn more?
Actually, you can reach me online at VTCord.com, or you can connect with me on Instagram and TikTok at VTCord, the number 2, or LinkedIn under Dara Cooper. I would love to connect with agents, entrepreneurs, or anyone looking to grow structure and good energy.
Very awesome. So team, if you can, go ahead and put that into the chat, both LinkedIn and Facebook if you can, as to where we can go ahead and connect with Dara. Dara, thank you so much. You can go ahead and hold on the line, as we continue through. But I want to tell you thank you so much for being here and your contribution to this. All right, cool.
Thank you for having me.
If you learned a lot, go ahead and from Dara, go ahead and actually put a thumbs up in the chat for us. Let us know that you're still listening to us. Dara definitely came through with some good little nuggets here, and we appreciate her for that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, Samir, I believe it's your turn.
That's it now. I love it.
All right, cool. So, Samir, I was thinking about what meme do I want to give you, and I came up with this one.
Wait.
We're gonna need a bigger budget. How does this relate to you? Tell me your thoughts when you see this.
There's always a need for a bigger budget, right? Because at first you start and you're not starting with a blueprint, right? You're just starting with an idea. So you're like,
Right.
okay, well, just working through it. And then 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night, it's like, oh, it's gonna need more money. That's not it. I need to put some more money into it. So yeah, as you go through business, you have to be able to switch on and off things, right? For this reason, because you're not gonna have that deep of pockets. So at some point, you're gonna have to switch things on and off to make it work. And by that, I always tell the guys, always leave something in the cart. Don't buy everything, right? You can pick everything you want, but always leave something in the cart. Otherwise, Otherwise, you're not gonna have enough budget, So.
Absolutely, guys. Well, this is Samir Mouttaki. Did I say that correct?
Yes, you did.
Okay, awesome. Samir owns the Kitchen Guard of Tampa-Lakeland franchise that helps restaurants, hotels, schools, and other food service establishments stay compliant, reduce fire risk, and maintain a safe, cleaning working environment. Samir, first question for you. Tell us a little bit about what you're building right now and the story behind it.
Kitchen Guard. So, I did manufacturing for 22 years. It was all turnaround situation and really startups, right? So my thing at some point, 22 years of traveling and doing US, Europe, whatever connection you can imagine, I've been through it. It was just time to go back home, right? The grandparents don't get any younger.
Yeah.
The kids, they want to have their, their American high school and their fun and their family. So it's like, hey, it's time to go back home. So nice. Kitchen Guard came about just my love of safety. My love of just being able to take something, make sure that the things are being followed upon, make sure that there's some kind of excellence in the work that we do. Right? So it's and safety really. So Kitchen Guard, it's like a reduction of risk by cleaning the hood and exhaust systems. So we said, okay, well, always wanted the entrepreneur life. My career took us, the family. Every time it was like, why not, right? Let's not skip on this. We had the chance to live abroad twice, so we took it. We took advantage of it too.
Where did you live, by the way? Where did you guys end up living?
So it was Europe. We did France mainly, but me working I did some Romania, Italy, Spain. So it was you can call it a little bit Eastern, Western Europe, but not past Romania.
Love it. Now, I haven't been anywhere in Europe just yet, guys, but it's on my bucket list.
Yeah, when I hear Dara talking about fricassees and, it just reminded me of all those, duck livers and a lot of salt on them. And, thank you for the reminder there.
Very well, very well. In your journey so far, what's been your proudest business win?
Just the win will come, right? The proudest thing is just to making that leap, right? That step, right? And you're proud of it. Like, yeah, with all the anxiety, that switch comes on at 3:00 in the morning, and you're like, what's next? Like, what do I need to do tomorrow? What's going on? What do I need to prepare for? But at some point, it's like just the first leap is what I'm proud of, right? That's.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So what's one principle or belief that you run your business by, no matter what?
So it's a belief of three things, right? There are three pillars there, which is like always it's leadership, safety, and technology. And every time you're gonna talk to me, you're gonna hear about safety, right? That's just my thing. Hey, leaders, do the right thing, be present. Be present for, I understand to some limit, as Dara said, don't be there 24/7, but be present for your employees as much time as possible, for the business, for the family, for your customers. So I think being present is definitely, with structure, of course, right?
Yes. And so when you say be present, tell us, let's dive into that just a little bit more. Are you talking about just showing up physically, or what do you mean by be present for your family, your employees, and your customers?
the employees, right? They need, so being present is just one, to make the right decision. I mean, otherwise your business, you're not going to be able to make the right decision if you're not present where needed. So it's prioritizing where do you need to be, and that's again going back to the structured way. You have to prioritize where you need to be, but yet, we all have families, we all have businesses, we all have employees, we all have customers. So you have to prioritize where you need to be, and that's where the leadership comes in, right? At some point, you have to tell the customer, sorry, I cannot make it, I need to be here. And you have to be able to tell your employee, well, today I'm not going to go with you, I need to be with the family, and so on and so forth. So I think that leadership of making that right decision of presence, people would appreciate it, right? And they know you value your time, and their turn is going to come.
Very much. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. So let me ask you this. If you can, let's play visionary for a second, right? And if you could wave a magic wand and change one thing in your industry tomorrow, what would that be?
The industry itself, it's a living thing. So restaurants, right? Hotel restaurants, let's call them restaurants, commercial kitchens. You would think, right? It's still living in the past. I mean, like we always say, right? It's the 2025. It's the 21st century.
We better get on that AI bandwagon.
Exactly. Like let's put some chips in those things and let them tell us everything. They're in the hoods. They still look like they're Frankenstein hoods. It's like, okay, well. So the industry needs a little bit of and seriously, that's what I love about it, and that's what I'm thinking about taking it. It's just, let's have that equipment communicate with us, right?
Yes.
Let's not wait for the cook to tell me that it's too hot in here, right? And that's, yeah.
Love it.
So that's.
I love it.
I think that's what's needed. It's very cheap. I mean, we have all our, our stoves at home are connected, so why not an industrial commercial kitchen, right?
That makes absolute sense, for sure. So what's one fun or surprising habit that fuels your productivity?
The habit of productivity, right? Be healthy. Pay yourself. Pay yourself. Be healthy, right? So if you... Again, take the time, prioritize, pay yourself, either, of course, in time, and, don't let it overwhelm you. So the next day you're ready to give it a bang. I mean, because otherwise, if you don't pay yourself in health, then you're kind of not productive the next day.
That's so true. That's so true. Okay, so it's time for your lightning round. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did with Dara for you. So 4 questions, back to back, all right? Number 1, favorite business tool or app?
I go for QuickBooks. I like to look at numbers.
Wonderful. Best investment you've made in your business?
Actually, getting a warehouse is definitely worth it. It's a point of again, I keep on saying presence, but it's a point of everybody meets there. Everybody, it's decent. They can take the time to spend it there, connect, talk about whatever, and beside the restaurant next door. But at the end of the day, the warehouse was a very good investment.
Very good. One thing you'd never do in business again?
Again, watch the cash flow, right? Don't buy everything in that basket. Leave some in that basket and delete it the next day.
I understand completely. And last one word to describe your approach to business.
Be trust. I mean, make yourself trustworthy, right? Make people trust you.
Nice.
People trust you. They will always. There's always either a discussion or either a. It doesn't have to be related to your business, could be related to their business, but just be trustworthy, right?
Yes, I mean, honestly, that's a part of being excellent. You want to be that person where when they think of again, a commercial kitchen or doing business with someone, the first thing that comes to mind is you, because you've shown that you have been able to be trustworthy in the past relationships, right? Again,
Yeah.
I go back to excellence. Because that's, again, definitely the journey that I'm on as well. I want to make sure that everything I do is with excellence. So very, very good, very key. And so what's the number one takeaway you want our listeners to remember from today?
I think growth, right? I mean, you're talking about capital investment. You're talking about available money. Think about growth. Think about, you have to, expansions, growth. It's that's my number one thing.
Very cool. So where can people connect with you or learn more?
LinkedIn, Facebook, or look up my name and then kind of diverge or go into the Kitchen Guard, but it's kitchenguard.com/Tampa. We are a franchise, and then we're very active on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Very cool. So guys, we have had some incredible insights from Samir as well as Dara. And so Samir, definitely I appreciate how you've shared both your wins and your work in progress moments. It's time to bring it home. Basically, our next guest, right? Our next guest, our final guest, really. He's been on since the beginning of the show today, guys. He's definitely been helping me a lot with with podcasting, if you will. So JR Espino is here. Samir, again, thank you so much for your insights. So we're going to go ahead and move on to JR. JR, I actually had a special one for you as well in terms of a meme.
Oh boy. Before we jump into that one, if you don't mind, as I'm quote helping you with live streaming here, I just want to acknowledge our viewers. Thank you so much for chatting in. Dina had actually commented earlier while Dara was speaking, talking about how boundaries are so crucial, that she learned that in her last job and it burned her out too. She was 24/7, always available, things like that. So Dina, thank you for chiming in there. And then also just now, Dina commented during Samir's piece, speaking of AI, how Samir's industry changed by technology and AI. Is there anything being seen in the industry? So perhaps Samir, if you wouldn't mind just replying into the LinkedIn chat, just to be able to help answer that for Dina, and then continue that engagement with our viewers, that would be fantastic.
You got
Awesome.
it.
Thank you so much, JR. Appreciate it. So you are actually in the spotlight there, sir. So let's kick this off again with a meme. So let's go ahead and look at this last meme. This pretty much sums up every entrepreneur's Monday morning. So what is your take on this? So it's a small business owner. This is what my friends think I do, what my mom thinks I do, what society thinks I do, what my customers think I do, what I think I do, and what I actually do. Tell me your thoughts on this.
Well, it's funny because yes, that's my answer to that.
Exactly.
That's one thing is for small business owners and entrepreneurs, until you've actually been in it, you have your own perspective, right? There's a saying that I really believe in, and that is perception is reality. And so for each of those people, in terms of friends, my parents, society, customers, so on and so forth, it's perspective is their reality. I'm sorry, perception is their reality. And so I feel like, especially for me in my line of work as a business coach, it's really important to sort of help define that, because it's so easy to say, oh, well, you're just another consultant. Whatever. You are just kicking up your feet. Just, you are just raking in, counting the dollar bills or whatever it is. So yeah, I can definitely understand that.
I mean, really, and especially when you have the conversations with them and you realize that this really is their perception. It's up to us to be able to alter it in some cases, but in other cases, there's nothing that we can do about it other than just, again, be excellent, right? So then that way they can see the excellence more than they see anything else. We want to make sure that we are doing what we say, right, and exemplifying those qualities of a coach that really cares, or a consultant that really cares. So wonderful. JR, I am really super excited again that you are here. Number one thing that I want to ask you is what's your business focus right now, and basically how did you land on it?
So, as a business coach, first of all, my company is Alloy Advisors, and a lot of times people think when they hear that name of the company, they're like, "Oh, it's engineering. Oh, it's something to do with metals and wheels." Well, it does have something to do with metals, and basically, what it has to do with metals is that when you consider the process of alloying metals, it's bringing elements together to create greater strength. And so, as a business coach, I bring people, resources, ideas, strategies together to forge strength in business and in people. And so in terms of what my focus is, Kim, it really is how can I help make a difference in the lives of business owners, particularly small, medium business. That's where I'm currently focusing. Not to say that I am not able to support larger organizations. I can get into that in just a minute, but really I am focusing on two main areas for small and medium business. The first area is around financial performance. Ultimately, how do I help them with generating more revenue? How do I help them with optimizing their processes in order to reduce their expenses so that they are more profitable? Because that's why people go into business, right?
That's
Is
right.
to be
That's right.
profitable. Even a nonprofit, quite frankly, their goal is to be profitable for their nonprofit. The other side of what I do in focusing on my clients is around, I'll just generically call it leadership coaching. But what's different is that I don't only focus with the leader of the organization, I focus on company culture. I focus on employee engagement to ensure that employees are following the lead of the vision of the leaders, right? And so it is, so I'm certified with Maxwell Leadership Training, and one of the things that John Maxwell regularly says is, one is too small a number to achieve great things. And so I really help with, focusing on that and bringing that environment for success together.
That's really good. I know a lot of my background has also been in the optimization space, and definitely been certified in different tools and so on and so forth. And I agree with you. I mean, again, a lot of the leadership bring in consultants and they focus in on one area and so on. But remember that one area is a part of an overall picture. Okay, and so if
Yeah.
you don't get and talk to the overall picture or address the overall picture, that one place where we try to enact change is going to eventually fall right back into the old way of doing things because everything wasn't addressed to create the environment for this change to actually occur and stick. So very awesome. Thank you so much. Now, what's one unconventional strategy that's worked surprisingly well for you?
Well, I don't know that I would necessarily call it unconventional,
Hmm?
other than the fact that it's something that not everyone puts a lot of effort behind.
Okay.
And that is for my business, it's all about relationships. So if I'm going to fast forward to your lightning round questions and that one word, it's relationships.
Okay.
And, for me, after launching my company, I spent a lot of time building relationships within the business network here in the Tampa Bay area. And the reason being is what I didn't share is I came from corporate America.
Yeah.
Why am I quote qualified to give advice or make recommendations? I came from corporate America. I was with a multi-billion-dollar company for over 27 years. And that's no small feat, right? I actually grew from a frontline service provider into senior leadership. Throughout that time, prior to that organization, I was in retail management, fast food management, and I knew I was going to get into management at this large corporation. And so, when I decided to leave the comforts of corporate America, where thousands upon thousands of people know, like, and trust me, I was starting at square one
Yeah.
because the people that I know in this marketplace, being newer to Tampa, having just moved here in 2021, they only knew me as a car enthusiast and they didn't know me as a professional. So in terms of what I've done is spent a lot of time networking, building solid relationships, making sure people know me. And then actually I grew this daggone mustache. It's part of my brand now. So people can see me across the street and say, "Oh, hey, there's JR." Because I often will start off my sessions with, "I must ask you a question," and really build it into my brand.
I love that. I love the branding. I was talking to someone else about you the other day too, and I was just like, "Yeah, you're the guy with the mustache." Even if
Yes.
you don't know his first name, saying, the guy with the mustache. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that. Branding is everything. I try to I'm the girl with the pearls. Like, so anywhere I go, I wear pearls. So that's a part of my branding. So I can understand that as well.
Nice.
Also, so looking ahead, JR, what's the boldest goal you're chasing right now?
The boldest goal I'm chasing right now is to be a very well sought out, sought for keynote speaker. And the reason why I say that that's my biggest, boldest goal and why that's even a goal is, earlier you were talking about passion and purpose in an earlier segment of the conversation. And with me, my purpose is to help people achieve their definition of success, whether personally or professionally, because we all have different definitions, and to do so through positive influence and trusted relationships. And so, as such, if I have that opportunity to be on stage and have that impact and that purpose, awesome. The other part of it too is, we have to know what our strengths are. And I am blessed that I've been public speaking in one form or fashion for the last 3 decades. And I am, and I don't mean to balk, but I'm skilled at standing in front of a group of people, whether it's a small group of 2 or 3 to a group of 1,000, and making sure that I am sharing insights that are going to be helpful and beneficial for them. So really, my big goal is to be on stage and whether people know me as the mustache guy, whether they know me as Alloy Advisors or JR Espino, the shiny happy Filipino guy, whatever it is, that I will be on stage having an impact on people's lives, both personally and professionally.
I really love that. And again, I've had some sit-down conversations with you as well. We've spent a little bit of time, and I can honestly say, guys, this guy is definitely the real deal. Certainly love talking to him. He has a lot of knowledge. And when he talks about 27 years, he is not kidding. He has the knowledge of someone who's been in the industry for 27 years. So definitely, awesome person to connect with. So last kind of basic question for you. Okay, I may lie, but another question for you really quickly is if you could remove one obstacle for entrepreneurs everywhere, what would that be?
Wow, that's a really great question, Kim. If I could remove one obstacle for entrepreneurs everywhere, what would that be? I would say self-doubt. So, we as human beings, we typically are our worst critics. And entrepreneurs oftentimes are, for lack of better terms, alone. It's lonely, quote, at the top. And so sometimes entrepreneurs may lose faith in what they do, and then they have self-doubt. And self-doubt does no good for anyone, right? And so to me, I think that helping them with their mindset, helping them with ensuring that they move forward. One of the quick reels I just recently recorded, I haven't yet published, is, the difference between try and triumph is just a little umph, and how to really go forward and remove that self-doubt and have confidence in what they do because they know what they're doing. I talk about effective networking and people say, oh, I don't know what to talk about. I say, treat it like you're talking with your family and friends who you haven't spoken with for years, and what you do really well. And so you can have that confidence when you're updating them. So have that confidence day in, day out.
That's awesome. That's absolutely incredible. Well, we're ready for your lightning round here. You've given us so much good information here. Let's go ahead, and I won't ask you that last question. Well, actually, no, I will. I want you to reiterate it. So number one, favorite business tool or app?
It's actually my calendar, because if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you on that one for sure. Okay, best investment you've made in your business?
Similar to what was stated earlier, I would say investing in myself, in the relations that I have, and I apologize if you hear my dogs
Oh,
barking.
that's no problem. Go right ahead. All right. And one thing you'd never do in business again?
One thing I would never do in business again is try to be everything for everyone all of the time.
It looks like there's a common theme here, right? And so being all things to all men is not where we want to do what we want to do going forward. And one word to describe your approach to business?
Relationships. So again, that comment, one is too small a number to achieve great things, and the basically the concept behind that is when you think of anything of historical significance, it's always been done by more than one person. And so I'm all about relationships because that's where I thrive. That's where I help other people thrive. And I'm all about, truly helping them achieve their success.
That is absolutely incredible. What's the number one takeaway you want our listeners to remember from today?
That I'm a madman. And so you might say, well, what do you mean by being a madman? And I don't mean that, there's my story that I can go into about all these things that could potentially make me mad. And I'm not talking about being mad from an emotional standpoint with anger. I'm not talking about mad as far as mad, crazy good time, because I do have a crazy good time. But I want people to know and remember me as a madman because of an acronym, and that is that I make a difference. That truly, with my purpose, I am so hyper focused on making sure that I make a difference for the people that I interact with directly and indirectly.
I love that, definitely, JR. I am definitely, again, on the same trajectory where, again, I want to make sure I make an impact. We have so much life, and there's so many people that have taken their lives. There's so many people who have lost their lives. We do have this life, and there is a lot more that we can do with the time and the resources that we have. So I totally agree with that 100%. Giving you a high five virtually for that one because I really like that. And where can people connect with you to learn more or learn more?
So they can email me. I'm going to drop it into the chat as well. My email address is jr.espino, my first and last name, at alloyadvisors.co, not .com. And then also on LinkedIn, as well as on Facebook on my business page. My business page is under Alloy Advisors. And then, I just tried to chat it in and I didn't have my Facebook link in there as well. But those are some ways that they can get in touch with me by email, jr.espino@alloyadvisors.co, on LinkedIn, where I'm pretty active, as well as my Facebook. And just a quick plug, as we're talking about this being the first live stream for your podcast, Kim, I also do have a weekly LinkedIn Live called Secrets for Success in 2025, where we talk about a lot of different things that are relevant for leaders and entrepreneurs, whether they are established, new, or aspiring. So you can connect with me in that way as well.
That is absolutely incredible. So, guys, that was a powerful way to wrap up today's conversation. I mean, JR, just thank you so much for leaving us with so much inspiration. Folks, drop a like or drop a connect. Actually, drop a connect in the chat if you really enjoyed JR and Samir and Dara. Drop a connect in the chat for us to let you know that you have enjoyed that. So let me hear from you guys. What are you all thinking so far? What really inspired you so far from what you heard tonight from our three entrepreneurs? Tell me what you guys got from it so far. Let's see what they're saying out here on LinkedIn, in the LinkedIn streets. What's going on, guys? What's going on? All right, let's see what folks are saying. Oh, Dina, you had mentioned what's one way that you've made a difference in the last year. Okay, so You're asking that of JR. JR, I believe that's your question there, sir. What's one way that you've made a difference in the last year?
Great. I was actually just typing it too. So I have a client who I helped with their processes and their standard operating procedures so much that the owners, husband and wife, could confidently leave their business and go on vacation, which they haven't really been able to do. And so I'm a huge proponent of the fact that, we work to live, we don't live to work. We work so we can do the things we want to and need to with our family and friends. And oftentimes entrepreneurs are so focused on their business and working in their business, it takes away from them being able to do the things that they want to, as individuals. And so on top of that, then, being able to help that particular client go from working in their business, but working more on their business. Because that's what I do as a business coach, is help people focus more on working on their business and only working in their business because they want to, not because they need to.
I love that, guys. I love that. Well, just to recap some of our powerful insights from this evening, Number one, definitely dream big. Write down your dreams, right? And basically do it now. Don't wait. Do the things that it is that you're passionate about and so on. Do it now. There's no reason to wait. Jump in. Do it now. Also prioritize where you need to be. I thought that was also very powerful. You want to prioritize where you need to be. You can meet a million different places. Understand what's going to make the most impact and be there, right? And when you're there, be very present. In addition to that, relationships. You want to make sure that you are building good relationships, right? Spend the time. As we talk about being present, going back to being present, be present in the relationships that you have, whether it be familial, it's business, etc. When you show up and you are present, you get more out of it. They get more out of it, and overall, you just get you get more, if you will. All right, and I love this last one. I mean, I really, really like this. The difference between try and triumph is that little umph. Guys, that is a really good takeaway from tonight. Yeah, the difference between try and triumph is a little umph. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, thank you so much, guys, for being here. So now, we are actually going to have another episode coming in about 2 weeks, and we're going to be playing around with some of the time slots, right, to find out what really suits this particular kind of podcast. So we're going to be trying out Tuesday, August the 19th at 7 a.m. instead of 7 p.m. Let's try 7 a.m. and see how that works. You know, I would love your feedback on it. I want to know whether or not this actually is going to be to work on that time slot. I promise I will not have any copywritten music being played during that time. So my Facebook folks, if you jumped over to LinkedIn at all, I solemnly swear that I will not have any copywritten music in that segment, okay? So join us for our next episode on Tuesday, August 19th at 7 a.m. And instead of me going ahead and trying to dictate to you what we would actually have as a segment topic, tell us what you want to learn more about in future episodes, okay? Place that in the chat. What do you want to learn more about on these episodes, okay? Because this is, again, for you, right? We are all learning together in this community. We're all contributing to this community. So I want to hear what you all have to say, all right, in terms of what you want to learn more about in future episodes. Okay, so comment, follow, and if you're an entrepreneur or business owner who'd like to be a guest on the show in the future, send a request through our contact page, www.digifintech.com. Contact, all right, if you want to be a part of this podcast going forward. We'd love to have you on. We'd love to have you talk a little bit, and we'll also have these 3 guests back in the future. I definitely want to make sure that our Facebook folks see you guys. So again, my sincerest apologies. Didn't know about that, but I'm glad that you all were able to be a part. I want to have you back because I want to make sure that we're able to do you guys justice. You gave a lot of really good information, and I want it to be seen and shown to the rest of the world. Really quickly, if you all tuned in today, I want to let you know that I have a credit mastery ebook that you will get for free. Just go ahead and send over a request to digifintech.com/contact. It really helps you, whether you are an existing business, a brand new business, etc. Learn about your credit. If you already know about credit, but you may need additional, updated information about how you can leverage your credit to do amazing things with your business, get the guide right now. You know, some business owners don't anticipate, the death of a loved one, or having to take care of an aging parent suddenly, or some type of divorce, right? All of those things are actually mentioned in the book in terms of how to kind of get past those things so that you're ready and prepared should those things ever come up. Next, I want to talk about the Capital Strategist Journal. This is a great journal for business owners. If you're looking at putting together strategy from an annual basis, a monthly or quarterly basis, monthly basis, a weekly and daily basis, This is a great journal specifically for business owners and entrepreneurs that really help you to start thinking, what should I be thinking about, right? Again, if you are a large organization, you have people to think about those things, that's fine. You could still utilize these specifically around if you're wanting to mentor someone, if you want to go ahead and think about succession planning and who you'd like to mentor for that. All of that is in this book. It gives you the opportunity to journal as well. So take advantage of it. Again, reach out to us at digifintech.com/contact if you're interested, and we'll give you some information about getting this new journal. And then lastly, we actually have a mastermind coming up in October. If you want to be a part of a mastermind, again, only 10 people we're opening slots for only 10 people. It's going to be 1 month. So four different weeks. And it's going to be like it's only going to be like 2 hours per session, or 2 hours per week, and you will be able to go ahead and put your strategy or your business problem in front of a group of 10 people. You're also going to get some additional training and so on within this. So if you are interested at all about getting your business to the next level, join us, be a part of our mastermind in October. Again, if you want to find out more information about that, please feel free to connect with us at digifintech.com contact. And so lastly, our final quote is, business is like chess, okay? Speed is good, but strategy always wins. KCND, all right? So that's me. See you soon, guys. Again, hopefully I'll be able to see you on August 19th at 7 a.m. Toodles, and thank you so much for tuning in. Bye now.
Hey, well done, Kim.
All right. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kim.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye.